And then finally, on the question that Grant, you asked about parliamentarians and what they are, sort of discussing or contemplating, about travels. Parliamentarians make those decisions on their own and independent of government decisions. And maybe on this one, I'm going to turn it to my colleague, who's the parliamentary secretary for the foreign minister, to respond to that. But parliamentarians make decisions on their own, and we respect that.
Thanks, Mary. And I would just add a couple of things. Yes, indeed, parliamentary committees and associations make their own decisions. But I would say two things with that. Canada has a profound and important relationship with China, and we will continue to keep that important relationship with China. We have people-to-people ties, we have business-to-business ties, we have foreign policy reactions and interactions that are very important for us to continue with People's Republic of China. We also have very important people-to-people and business-to-business ties with Taiwan. Within the One China policy, which there has been absolutely no change to, we will continue to foster those relationships with Taiwan. And a parliamentary delegation should be no pretext for any aggression towards Taiwan or anyone else. The reality is it's very important for us to calm down any tensions that are in those straits. That we think that right now there is a way of working. Our world has found a way to honor Taiwan and its important business role and its important cultural role. We will continue to look for ways for Taiwan to engage in multilateral fora around the world, and Canada will do that. We're doing it within the One China policy. We recognize China as an important sovereign nation, and we will continue to do that. We will continue, as I've said to this group before, we will continue to compete with China and make sure we have a level playing field. And that's what our Minister of Trade is always doing, looking for openings on trade. We will continue to collaborate and cooperate with China on areas where we have mutual concern, like climate change and very important global issues. We'll challenge China as well on human rights issues, and we'll not be afraid to do that because that's what Canadians want. And at times, we'll coexist. We'll allow an understanding that we have two different ways of looking at the world, maybe more than two. In Canada, we have 25 different ways of looking at the world, and in China, there are different ways of looking at the world. We have different worldviews. We'll respect that and simply coexist. So right now, calm down the tensions. There's no need for aggression, and we'll try to make sure that our world exists in harmony, and that's the Canadian way.
A follow-up question. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because according to some news sources, say that this trip, the future trip, will be subsidized or paid by the Taiwanese government. Is that true? Is it a common practice that the Canadian delegation go to overseas and then subsidized or paid by the foreign government?
Let me tell you, there are different ways that parliamentarians travel. What is being talked about right now is a parliamentary trip by the International Trade Committee, which you will pay for, thank you. The Canadian taxpayer will pay for travel, and it's important travel for parliamentarians to travel around the world to see different ways of doing things. So if it's a parliamentary delegation from a committee of the House of Commons, it has to have unanimous consent from the House of Commons, has to be approved by the committee, and then it will happen, but it will not be paid for by Taiwan.
Does it?
It's not. I know there's a lot of attention being paid to reports about this trip, but it's not in reaction of any recent events. It's a common practice by Canadian Parliament. There are many Canadian parliamentarians that have traveled to Taiwan previously, whether it's the friendship group, whether it's the committees. These are all routine work that they saw important, and it is a choice of parliamentarians from all parties, not just from the Liberal Party, the committee. You know, we're not the majority on the committee. We're actually the minority on the committee. So I just want to add that factor.
Okay, thank you, Han. Go ahead.
And now dim sum is served, yes.
Everybody stay there. Everybody stay there.